Unless you've been living under a rock, Tesla is the word on everyone's lips at the moment, especially when we're talking money-making capabilities and stocks. Welcome back. It's time to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the very latest from all of the biggest tech firms in the world. Today, we're talking about how Tesla has finally been added to the S&P 500 index. It's time to go through the announcement to give us all a better understanding about how this will work and how it'll impact Tesla. The actual announcement itself reads as follows. Tesla Inc. will be added to the S&P 500 effective prior to the opening of trading on Monday, December 21st. So that'll be over the weekend to coincide with the December quality rebalance. Due to the size of the addition, the S&P Dow Jones Indices is seeking feedback through a consultation to the investment community to determine if Tesla should be added all at once on the rebalance of effective data or in two separate tranches, ending on the rebalance effective data to replace an S&P 500 company to be named in a separate press release. So Christmas has come early for Elon Musk, and all this has happened just after his rocket company SpaceX sent 4 astronauts into space. The S&P 500 index is also known as the Standard & Poor's 500 index. It's basically a market capitalization weighted index of the 500 largest US publicly traded companies. Company market capitalizations are adjusted by the number of shares available for public trading. It is considered an essential benchmark index for the US stock market, as it's made up of the 500 large cap companies. This is such a significant moment for the company, as not only does it validate the technology, but it recognizes that the future of transport is electric. Against all odds, Tesla has an incredibly strong 2020, posting 5 profitable quarters in a row. The company's valuation has gone beyond rich into an area rarely touched by tech stocks, let alone automakers. It's important to remember that Tesla is not just a car company. They are at the forefront of the push for sustainable electric futures, and from cars to planes, they have many businesses embedded within the company. Adam Jones of Morgan Stanley's global leading investment bank has said to only value Tesla on car sales alone ignores the multiple businesses embedded within the company, he said, while upgrading the shares from equal weight and raising his price target by 50% from $360 to $540, which suggests an additional upside of 22% for the stock. So the S&P does this every quarter, where they'll change the weightings of each of the companies in the index and the index based on their market cap. So they say due to the large size of the addition, S&P Dow Jones Indices is seeking feedback through a consultation to the investment community to determine if Tesla should, again, be added all at once on the rebalance effective date or in 2 separate tranches ending on the rebalance effective date. Tesla's share price surged about 14% in New York following the news that it will be added to the index. And given Mr. Musk's 20% stake in Tesla, his net worth has risen to $117.5 billion. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, that's a jump of $90 billion this year alone. The inclusion in the S&P isn't simply about prestige. There's a huge market reaction that comes with it. Tesla stock is up roughly 19% on the news, and there's a further anticipation of buying all at once of the index tracking fund. A spokesperson for the S&P Dow Jones Indices said that Tesla will be one of the largest weight additions to the S&P 500 in the last decade, and consequently will generate one of the largest funding trades in the S&P 500 history. The point is, Tesla's entry to the S&P 500 could spark an $8 billion buying spree. Craig Erlam is a senior market analyst. He penned a note that Tesla being added to the S&P 500 will mean a flood of cash pouring Tesla's way as tracker funds pile in. Erlam also added that it wasn't a bad way to end the year, saying not a bad way to cap off 2020, a year in which the share price has risen more than 400% and there's still plenty of time to go. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk said it best when he described Tesla as several technology startups. He said Tesla should really be thought of as roughly a dozen startups, many of which have had little or no correlation with traditional automotive companies. He said that in a tweet reply to Clean Technica. For example, we created a chip design team from scratch for the Tesla full self-driving computer, which is not something car companies do, he added. So back to that date. On Monday, December 21st, Tesla will start being included in the S&P 500. That will really impact how the benchmark gets established. Lots of people are going to want the stock to be purchased beforehand, so it's not all purchased in one big panic during that 1 week. The debut is set to electrify Wall Street. The Financial Times are expecting a frenzy of trading as Wall Street braces itself for billions of dollars in shares. Time to change hands when the stock enters the index. The debut is, as we've mentioned, the biggest addition to the 500 on record. A boom in passive sending, in which funds seek to reflect the performance of an index, has magnified the effect the move will have on the broader market. The sheer size of Tesla has made the normally pedestrian index rebalancing process a lot more complicated. Tesla's free float market capitalization, or the value of the shares available for trading, is almost $400 billion. That dwarfs Berkshire Hathaway and Facebook when they were added to the index. Berkshire and Hathaway entered the 500 at $127 billion, and Facebook was at $90 billion at the time they were added to the S&P Dow Jones Indices. This year, Tesla's shares have surged more than 500%. Now we are bracing ourselves for an extraordinary volume of trading on December the 18th, as that will be the last trading day before Tesla formally joins. The date is typically busy for markets anyway, as it's one of the last days for making those big trades before things slow down for the holidays, but Tesla have really shaken things up even more. Market makers, which hold inventories of stocks in order to facilitate trading, are also pondering when to add their holdings of Tesla shares. As they balance expectations, the stock will be highly volatile against what they see as assured demand. For big trading houses and brokers, it means that large trading gains or losses are on the line. What's making things more complicated at this stage is that other investors are getting ahead of the impending inclusion, which has pushed the stock price even higher. Tesla is up sixfold this year and has traded above $500 a share this week. For market makers, hedging the risk of any decline in the car maker's place before its inclusion in the S&P next month may prove tricky. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, as well as hitting that bell icon to be the first to know when there's a new amazing video.